Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be a brown man born and raised in the United States of America. I believe we as Americans are blessed to live in this country. It is my duty and my honor to defend this freedom we have in this country. This nation has fought many battles and has lost many lives. We have yet another problem among many. 500,000 immigrants are entering the country every year. However, America faces a greater problem with citizens who take it upon themselves to secure our borders from illegal immigration, and it needs to stop now. Today I will tell you how severe it is to allow these citizens to stand guard on our borders. I'll also tell you that how we as a group could do to solve this problem. I will then tell you the events that could happen if we don't put a stop to this now. And finally, I will tell you how we as Americans will live in a safe and more peaceful country because of this. Now let me begin. The Minutemen Civil Defense Corps are nationwide, and they claim to be a national citizen neighborhood watch to secure our borders. When in reality, I find them to be racist, hypocrite, rebellious, and I believe that they're taking justice into their own hands. They claim to be a patriotic citizen activist whose ultimate goal is a civil homeland defense. It's a fancy way of saying we're going camping and catching ourselves some illegal aliens. They claim their mission is to secure the United States borders against unlawful and unauthorized entry of all individuals in contraband. According to the standard operation procedure written by Chris Simcox, their president of Minutemen, he states that the Minutemen do not respond to any taunts from outside agitators and that they must remain calm in every situation. However, on October 4th, 2006, students at Columbia University protested the Minutemen Project inside and outside the auditorium by giving a speech, when suddenly they were viciously physically assaulted by Minutemen. Which leads me to think, what can we expect in our deserts when the American public is not there to witness? On July 21st, 2004, my uncle Rafael Salas was apprehended by Border Patrol as he crossed illegally into the United States. However, before being detained by Border Patrol, he was spotted and caught physically by the Minutemen, a clear violation. The Minutemen failed to identify themselves, so he made a run for it, but failed to get away because he was tackled. My uncle broke the law, but didn't deserve to be verbally abused and ridiculed. According to Shannon Magoli, who wrote the standards of operation for the Texas chapter of the Minutemen, she states that if you are tired of unmanned U.S. borders, then you are in the right place. I disagree. According to California Border Patrol article in 2008, on an average day in 2008, 2,800 apprehensions were made for illegal entry, and over 7,600 pounds of drugs were seized. How many more assaults and murders of illegal immigrants will we ignore? Just because they break the law, it doesn't give any citizen to take justice into their own hands. On June 12, 2009, Shauna Ford, a leader of the Minutemen, Jason Bush, and Albert Gaxiola, also Minutemen, were arrested and accused for the murders of 29-year-old Raul Flores and his 8-year-old daughter, Brisenia Flores, who were shot dead. Local police reported in the article that the three suspects broke into the Flores residence dressed as law enforcement officers looking for money and drugs to finance their Border Watch group, with the intention of leaving no witness behind. We live and keep our lives private, but what if this happened to you? What if you were being persecuted or spied on by people who felt it's their right to make sure you're not breaking the law? Think about the danger both sides risk. Our government law enforcement should be the only ones to hold this responsibility. Now let me tell you what me and you can do. It is our responsibility as American citizens to protect our families and our great country from hate and racism. Join me in the fight against the Minutemen. Visit America's Voice at americasvoiceonline.org and look at the facts about immigration. Check out the latest polls and showcases the government solution proposals. Keep updated to press releases, and finally take action by writing a letter of your concern to your congressman. Join me at the next anti-Minutemen rally and express your feelings. Join me at the next rally and fight against the hatred and racism at the hands of the Minutemen. Our U.S. government is doing the best it can to protect our borders. This is how I know that. According to an article written by Eisenman, senior writer from the Washington Post in 2008, he states that the number of illegal immigrants entering the U.S. has declined from 800,000 to 500,000 annually within the last 3 years. According to statistics gathered by the Department of Homeland Security in 2008, 51,000 Border Patrol employees, there are 51,000 Border Patrol employees, and there's currently more job openings. Words can be very powerful in numbers. The more letters we send to our congressmen informing them of our concern, the better chances that we have at our government taking action. We use critical thinking and make wise decisions because our actions affect and influence those around you. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Now let me begin to tell you the dark consequences we could face. The fact that so many people are living illegally in the United States isn't the biggest issue. The biggest problem we face are the poor attitudes towards illegal immigration. We must put all assumptions aside and work for improvement, because if we don't, we could be facing disaster ahead. Those of us that grew up and lived in rough ghetto neighborhoods always knew that you couldn't trust police officers regardless of their race, but it took one person's brilliance for the world to believe and yet remain unconvinced. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the beating of Rodney King took. It was captured on videotape in 1991, and believe it or not, all 5 officers were found innocent. In an article written by Tabitha Wong from the University of Washington in 2007, America can't afford to have another event like that of 91 ever happen again. We must speak to our congressmen and let them know that the Minutemen are targeting illegal aliens, and we cannot afford to witness another hate crime. Yes, we must respect the laws of this country, but we should also learn to trust our government and have faith in its foundation. There is no need for the Minutemen and a country with hatred and racism. We must continue to fight for a better tomorrow, and it starts today. So let's come back and revisit the reasons why you should act now. I told you how severe it is to allow Minutemen to stand guard on our borders. I told you how we could solve this problem. I also told you about the bad events that could happen as a result of the Minutemen existence. Finally, I told you how safer and peaceful America can be when we eliminate hatred and racism. It is very important that you speak up at rallies against the Minutemen, and that you contact your congressmen and inform them of your concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be an American, and I'm blessed to call this country home. This nation continues to fight battles, but it hasn't lost me. So grab a pen and paper or your laptop and write that letter, and log on to americasvoiceonline.org and check out the latest news and events.